Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to replace a wheel on an older Ebag like this one. Comes in several different sizes. They all use the same type of wheels, but I had one break recently and Ebags would not provide me with a new wheel like they used to 10 years ago or so. So I had to go on eBay and find the right sized wheels. And I've replaced this one over here. Today I'm going to show you my workaround because it doesn't come with the right hardware. The first thing is to open the suitcase up and unzip this lining so you can get in there and work. After the lining is unzipped, you can see this piece right here. It's held in there with 4 Phillips head screws, and I'm going to remove those next. Okay, now I've removed that inside piece. You can see there's 4 alignment holes that hold the outside part to the inside, and the 2 pieces look like this. This is the one that I showed you before on the inside. The screws go through these holes here. In fact, there's a couple of washers stuck on still right here. The washers came off with these 2 holes and they're laying here with the screws. This is the outside part and the wheel. So what I'm going to do next is take off the wheel by unscrewing the wheel. So I've loosened this and it comes right out like this, and this is what it looks like. It's got threads on one end, and there's a bushing in this plastic housing that looks something like this. Well, the kit you get is like this. The wheels are the right size and they fit and everything, but they don't give you this screw like this. You can see you get these 2 different lengths extensions instead, and some screws here that go inside of this to connect. You can see the threads in there. So nothing works that you have. So what I did was order these wheels here. They're 75 by 24 millimeters off of eBay. They came in about 10 days, no problem whatsoever. I've now removed the bushing, and it looks something like this. This fit down in this hole, and it's in there kind of snug on some of them. So other ones it just falls out, but you can just take that out like that. And what holds that in is this nut here that matches the thread on the original part. Well, the nut fits in this little slot like that, and it's held by the plastic. Well, in order to use the new bushing screw through here, it has to meet up with a screw like this or find a nut. Well, what I did instead was take my utility knife and I made slits here and here. I'm going to do that now. Now that I've made the slits, you can kind of see those right there with in the picture. You can take this and bend this back like so. Now, if you have one of these, when you take one of the bolt like this and you try to put that in there, it doesn't fit because the sides get in the way. So this is the only part that's a little bit different. I have a bench grinder or a stone that goes in a drill, and I ground off 3 sides of this just slightly. 3 because there's a little rib at the bottom down in there that gets in the way too. So I've ground this off, and I'm going to place this in there next. And now you can see the bolt is in the slot in the plastic. It will not turn because three sides of it have been squared off so it'll fit, and it can't turn. Now, one way to get it in there, after you've done the, kind of eyeball the three sides to make it fit, you have to kind of size that by eye. Doesn't have to be exact, but I use this tool just to get it in the right spot. Now this can go back up like so. That's only to hold it temporarily. It's not important that it's firm because you're using a bolt like this instead. So the next step is just to assemble it. So what I did next was I figured out, since there's no bushing, I took 6 of the washers. Now they don't give you enough in each kit to do both wheels, so you may have to go to the hardware store and find something that'll fit. But I took six of the washers and I put them in here, down in the hole like that. So I've laid 6 washers in the hole, and I have, holding with my 2 fingers, the back of the screw. I had to fold that little piece of plastic down again, but I have the wrench in there, and I can kind of move it. When I move it, you can see it kind of moves in the hole there, so I can center it. Well, I have it centered, and what I'm going to do next is start the wheel onto that nut, onto that bolt. So when I started the bushing in there, I used the shorter one of the 2 sizes in this hole, so it comes through about that far. Now when I put this in between the washers, I found out that on this side I needed to add 2 more washers for a total of 8 for this to fit. But I went ahead and put that on, and this was able to spin freely. I then put it all back together like this. The wheels on the outside, and you can see that it spins very nicely. Here, you just tighten that down. The bolt, nut, whatever you want to call it, on the inside that's held in the plastic won't turn, remember, because 3 sides are holding it. So you can just tighten it down. There's actually some anti-seize on that bolt, so it shouldn't come unscrewed. But you can see it turns very freely. Now, I said I used 8. It may require less. The other side of this same suitcase took 6. So, whatever it takes. The important thing is that the washers need to fit down in that plastic, in that frame. So you may have to take your washers and drill them out if you can't find the right size washer to fit, but that's doable also. So you'll need some other tools in case of that. But then I just put the screws back in the holes, tighten them down, and zip up your liner, and you're all finished. Thanks.